Hi there, my name is John Stevens, pastor of Zion Lutheran Church, and we're part of the ELCA, and this is Dollar Store Children's Sermons, where we take a look at the lectionary text and we tie into an item from the Dollar Tree. And this is for the narrative lectionary. We are looking at 1 Kings 18, the story of Elijah calling fire down, where he is battling he's battling the other god, Baal, and or God is, and he sets this test up, and the fire comes down and burns the burnt offering, even with water that has been doused, or the item's been doused again and again. So it's this it's kind of a tension. Dun, dun, dun. The idea I'm going with on this one is that God shows up in strange places. God shows up, and when Elijah calls God, God shows up and reveals God's self in that place. And so the item I am using is either this, which is a pocket mirror, or you can use a regular mirror. This came in as a set, so but I like the pocket mirror, but this one works out well. You can just have this over the corner. But so this is the idea I'm using, talking about how God shows up in the strangest places, and telling the story with Elijah and the fire coming down and all that stuff. But there is another place that God shows up. There's another place that people get to see God and get to see God's power, and that God's power is through the love that we share with one another, and that the place that God gets to see one another, and talking with the kids, I would talk about God showing up in love after revealing the mirror. Say there is a place that we also see how God can reveal God's self, and that would be here in the mirror. Every time you look in the mirror and you see yourself, you can be reminded that God is shown in the world, is revealed in the world. You might even talk about what does reveal mean, but God is shown in the world, God is seen in the world through us. That as we share God's love with everyone we meet, as we share God's love with those who are difficult to love, as we share God's love, God gets seen and God gets revealed in the world. And it is an amazing thing. And so that's the direction I'm going with this, using the mirror, using that we are how God gets revealed in the world. That just like in Elijah, when he calls upon God, when we call upon God, God will then have us sent into the world. We could use the ELCA slogan right now, God's work, our hands. That as we pray for God to be active in this world, God says, all right, now let's get to work. Let's do this. So I think it'll work. It's a springboard for some ideas. Always. Thank you for stopping by, and I hope you have a blessed week.